defence. Brilliant by the Nigerian. Simply brilliant.
And yes, you're welcome. It's a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Welcome to Prime Sports. My name is Austin Sorens, and this is where sports lays. We just gave you a taste of some of the top 10 goals from the just concluded World Cup in Canada, US, and Mexico. Fantastic goals, all the same. I'll be asking you later on the show today, which was your favorite goal, which was your favorite team, and what was your best moment from the World Cup. Joining me today to talk sports is none other than my co-host, co-pilot from the south side of Nigeria, repping, all the team's reps in blue, none other than my brother, Umetuk Dixon Umetuk, whose name was so good, they named him twice. How do you feel having your name twice, and just like Austin, Osarens, Austin, Osarens, Austin, Osarens?
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Pastor. I think while growing up, it was very confusing.
Is it real, or is you that gave yourself a guy name like that?
It's not. It's real.
So your name is Umetuk Dixon Umetuk.
Yeah, of course.
So it's Umetuk Umetuk. If you take away the
Dixon,
the English name, which is not our real name, really, you know what I mean? So your name is Umetuk Umetuk.
While growing up, I was called Umetuk Umetuk. There are some people right now. I still have an in-law that still calls me Umetuk Umetuk. I still have an in-law that still calls me Umetuk Umetuk.
Why? One's not rich people.
Yeah, you know when you. I don't know. Let me not reveal too much information on let me not reveal too much information on TV.
All right, we'll talk about that off camera.
But good to be here as usual, and we've just seen goals. At least throughout this week, we're going to whet people's appetite with what just the concluded World Cup, like you said, that was hosted in Canada, Mexico, and Canada, the US. And great goals. I don't know. I think they played almost 100 and something matches.
104 games.
I don't know if everybody watched those games, but I'm sure some people from those sides, some people might just be seeing some goals for the first time.
Yes.
I know over here, because of the time difference, I doubt that everybody watched. But I would be surprised if there were football fans that woke up, that watched the 104.
All the 104 games.
104 games.
Whoever you are, you're a legend.
I know the amount I did. I know I won't say before. Maybe my wife's watching this and say, hey, so you spent all those. Let me just skip my own stats, by the way. But again, if you ask teams, countries, and to ask people from different countries, especially countries that they had their fans participate at this just concluded World Cup, their best goal, they'll call their country. They'll call their country's goal. Whether it was a tapping, whether it was a
I want to hear what a Nigerian will say, because which country are you going to go?
I'm sure, like you were watching, I'm sure your heart was emotionally attached to a certain team. And when those certain teams score, those were going to be your best.
No.
I don't see people seeing away from teams that they were not attached to. You always want to see.
They should.
Just imagine
the
English now.
You now says that Hurricane goal.
Of course, he will put it there. Because for him, the emotions that he had or felt at that time, they were one goal down at the 75th minute. They were still one goal down. They managed to equalize, and they were like, okay, let's take a breather. Before you know it, in that emotions, the string of emotions can also, your brain will register some things. Because of that string of emotions, to register, it's like, you score an equalizer. Okay, let me just let people know. Let me tell you. France, Atlanta 96. Remember the Kano ape and goal? People will say that's the best goal of the tournament because that was a last-minute equalizer. Not that it was, people will say it's goal man scramble, but it was a huge bit of being a genius that Kano had to look that ball to put it in the net. But for Nigerians, that was probably our best goal of the tournament. So emotions will always circle down.
I understand that
the choice of
emotions and circumstances surrounding the way the goal was scored, beyond the way the goal was scored, the technique and all that, when it was scored, how it was scored, what was the pressure on the player. Yes, having factored all that, you still have to give some ahead of others. Now, I mean, come on. See that Haiti goal now against Morocco. Morocco's goalkeeper is the best goalkeeper in Africa, one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world. Long range shot, they blasted past him. He didn't see what was coming. You want to rate Hurricanes goal ahead of that? Come on.
Well, that I'm
goal
saying
past
that,
goal.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why we have that's why we have awards.
People will not even remember it. But do you know that the Puskás are, well, apart from whether it's acrobatic or this thing, sometimes, just like every other award,
It's
it is
popularity
subjective.
contest. Absolutely.
Subjective is just what do you, at that point, the committee, what do you want to see? Is what you want to see is what you will give. You will see in the viral goal where people will say 30 touches, the opponent doesn't touch the ball. And we've seen it given before. But this time around, you see almost the same type of 30 touches. They will not give the ball.
You see
they will look at
did you see the number one goal from that preview? It was the Cape Verde goal.
The Cape Verde goal.
To me, that is the goal of the tournament. Let me tell you why it's my game. It captured, to me, it captured everything. Number one, the ball came from, you know when you say building from the back? It came from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think they had like almost 18 touches without...
Then it was a banger. It was scored in extra time against Messi's Argentina.
But they lost the game.
It doesn't change anything. The victory, the goal of the year, the tournament does not mean you won the game now. It doesn't mean you won the game. If not, it's only Spain's goal. It's only Spain that will score goal of the tournament.
Spain, and let me just come to Spain before we go back to the goals we saw. Now, when the Spanish team got back to Spain, I don't know, it was kind of... I saw that coming, but I was like, isn't this too early? I thought it would be later.
Well, what narrative I just started spinning?
So the narrative they were spinning, they went to the streets. They went to the streets. I started asking football fans which goal was better. Between Iniesta's goal, the winner in the final against Netherlands, 2010. And this current, this was scored by
Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres. So which goal was better?
I mean, I'll give it to Ferran Torres. I'll give it to Ferran Torres.
Let me shock you.
Shock me.
Out of, if I can remember, there were lots of them, but the first 10 did not even hesitate.
Said Iniesta.
They said Iniesta goal.
Because it was their first World Cup. I can understand.
You see where the emotions are coming.
Yes.
But the interviewer was actually asked, why are people taking Iniesta? And they said, they forget that both goals were like volley. There was a volley and a half volley.
Yes.
But all of them just said that the bounce before Iniesta's goal and that half volley was what they chose. But again, this was, if you look at Ferran Torres' zone, the ball didn't even touch the ground.
It was a volley. It was just about to land. And
you would have the technique, you would have missed or gone over the bar.
Yes.
So again, like you said, because I know you were going to come to that, I have a second one. The emotions of being the first World Cup for Spain.
Yes.
Then secondly, the Spanish football circle or football world actually rates Iniesta more than Ferran Torres.
Absolutely. Iniesta
so the name Iniesta already,
legend.
Whether it was a tapping, I just feel that they would have still called Iniesta's goal because it was their first.
And it was scored by Iniesta. It's just like... the people want to ask, what's Nigeria's greatest goal in the World Cup? If you like, speak any English, anything you want to say. Ahmed Musa has scored 4. To me, that Rashidi Yekini shaking the net is Nigeria's... There's nothing you want.
Iconic picture.
Thank you. So when you talk about Nigeria's goals, anything you want to
say. You know what
Musa has scored some of the best goals in the World Cup for Nigeria.
Yes, but we'll remember.
Not like they're not better. They were technically better. Because Yekini is whether I like that, it was a tapping.
Yeah.
Finidi came from this side, squared it and tapped in. But it was the first, it was iconic. Things that were going on in the back room. Don't forget that the players didn't want to pass to him. There was an issue on ground in the Super Eagles camp at that time.
Yes.
So all that, and then him shaking the net and his famous Rashidi Yekini, I have come, all those things whatever he was saying. So it brought so many emotions. But people, then another thing is we're in different generations. So all Gen X and older, you can relate. Or let me say millennials and older, you can relate with Yekini's goal. In the same way you can relate with Iniesta's goal. But Gen Z and recent, who are social media generation, you have no idea what has happened in the past. In detail, you were not there to, you may have seen the goal and like, oh, Iniesta, how volley. But you were not there to capture the moment, to understand what a first means.
Yeah.
Against a very fierce opponent, and that's Netherlands. However, I will still come to the, like I said, I will pick the Argentina one.
Okay,
Ferran Torres, and I'll tell you why.
For me, watching, it's a lot of goals. I can't even. If you ask me now, I can't even. There are lots of goals. Now, it takes a lover of goal to say, what kind of goals do you like to see? Some people love one-touch football, and just like you said, you saw that maybe 20 touches before you score. Some people like long-range shots. That's why you saw the ones from Messi, the one from Mbappe.
Yes.
Some people like coilers. Some people like headers. Some people just like dramatic goals, that last-minute goal. So, but again, when the football experts will be looking at the best goals, they'll be looking at technique. They also look at the emotions, timing of the goals. Then they will look at difficult.
The difficulty level.
The difficulty
Who
level.
was your opponent when you scored that goal?
Who was your opponent when you scored?
Yeah,
yes,
I get
that's
you.
there.
I agree
so,
with you.
For now, to be honest,
It's hard to call.
It's really hard to call. If you look at all those dimensions, all those aspects we've placed, it's hard to call. But again, I won't forget that Cape Verde goal that you said, because if you look at, they were playing an Argentine side, the world champions, and how they were. For Cape Verde, this was our first World Cup. They're not the powerhouse in Africa.
They're not. I mean,
for them to have that confidence
to
build from the back, one touch against this Argentine side, and the technique for the ball, and to beat at that point, Martinez was the reigning Golden Gloves winner from the last World Cup. To take that shot and beat the quality and caliber of goalkeeper that he is, fantastic.
Yeah.
And for Cape Verde overall, I think every goal scored will have meant something for them.
Yeah.
Even the first and that particular goal. And just like they were welcomed with, as if they won the World Cup. So they have to, get go home with their heads doing fully well that they came to this World Cup, represented Africa well, and represented their country in a very fantastic way. But again, hopefully, by the time we'll be talking any other World Cup, if Christ, that is that we're looking at if Osimhen's bicycle kick. Osimhen's bicycle kick.
I was saving this for Friday when Akin will be with us here on set. Because you can't have. I saw a report yesterday, and somebody rated Osimhen the best striker in the world, blah, 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 blah. Rated him ahead of Mbappe and Haaland.
No, don't do that.
And I was like, I'm sure the person must have been high on something. Because maybe you didn't watch. The person is not a Nigerian now. I'm like, it's like you didn't watch this World Cup. The mere fact that your candidate for top striker could not top strike his team to qualify for the World Cup. Okay, you have lost the conversation. For me, you have lost the conversation. Osimhen was not. No, well, let me put it in perspective, because we're not talking of a situation where Osimhen was injured for 6 months or 9 months, so he missed the qualifiers. Certain games you were there. He scored some game-changing goals.
Definitely.
Against Zimbabwe, against Rwanda. He scored some goals.
He scored an hat-trick.
Yes, he scored goals. Yeah, he scored goals in the build-up to in the World Cup playoffs, qualifiers. When push came to shove against Congo DR, and for me, that's what makes the difference. Norway was in this World Cup because of Haaland. Take it or leave it. Same goes for Mbappe. Same goes for Messi. Same goes for Harry Kane. All the players that were in the top 5 of the goal scorers in this World Cup played instrumental roles for their teams to be at the World Cup and scored at the World Cup, to tell you that it was not a fluke. What I did in the qualifiers, I'm doing it here. I'm so happy that this year's World Cup gave us such a delight with goals. Imagine a player, how many goals did Mbappe scoring? 10. 10 goals, unheard of, never heard of before, unprecedented. Has anybody scored up to 10 in one World Cup?
Just Fontaine scored.
Did he score more than 10?
I'll fact check that.
Okay, so
because
but in recent times,
we've had double figures.
digits before.
We have double figures.
Okay, good. But 10 and surpassing in just 3 World Cups, he has become the top World Cup scorer. I don't think anybody's about to meet him just yet. Maybe Erling Haaland, who has time with him.
Yeah,
but
time with him.
Nobody else. Messi out of the
game. As Haaland is scoring, he will be scoring.
That's the thing.
Because he has 20, Haaland 7. That's huge.
Yeah, so when one thing we like to do on the show is put things in perspective and bring it home. So bringing it home, you're watching a World Cup, if I felt so terrible watching African teams in the World Cup, and I'm thinking to myself, no Ademola Lookman to give us that his famous moves. No Calvin Bassey.
Even if it's just 3 games.
I mean, even if we just went to go and show face and say, hey, yo, we're in the World Cup and we're out. But we're not even there to even... The day I went for the Cape Verde game, I wore my Nigerian jersey. Oh my God, all the... Nigeria, what happened? This, Nigeria, this. I was talking about fans from other countries, asking, where's Nigeria? Why is Nigeria not here? And all that. Huge food for thought. Huge food for thought. I know that FIFA is about to do Nigeria is solid by increasing it to 64. If they increase it to 64, we will still qualify. Because 64 is like...
It's not that if they increase it. Even though FIFA...
Is it set on stone?
Even though FIFA has not come out to official, it's going to happen.